All right. Here we go, star seeds. Now, before I push live, I was apologizing. I'm sorry I'm late. Please forgive me. Let me shut my sound
All
off.
right.
Got that feedback, okay. And so I bless you guys. Thank you so much for your patience. And here I am. Here we are. And let's do this. Lyran, family energy. Every once in a while, I like to start with a prayer. I usually do that before the live, but here we are after we've been waiting. I just want to get a confirmation that we're okay. Can you guys hear me and see me? Looks like we got Charlie, Hallie in the house, Giannis, Jamie 528. Ah, you guys. Yeah, it looks like we're good to go. Okay. Nikki B says we're good. sorry, Nikki. Sorry, everybody, that I'm late, but here we are. And I would like to start with a prayer. And it's not a religious prayer. This is a connection to source, connection to the what we call the Rishi, the three flames, blue flame, gold flame, violet flame. But we're the humans, indigos, we connect to the blue flame, Holy Elohai, Holy Elohai, Holy Elohai, guardian angelic nations, holy ones, please protect this space. Please protect this group. Please protect us in our health. Guide us towards that health. Guide us towards that protection. Protect us from any viruses or diseases or cancers that may be within our hologram experience. Guide us towards that protection against darkness and hatred and curses and black magic and anyone trying to spy on us, astrally or otherwise. We do not allow only those who are part of the Melchizedek Cloister Emerald Order, Love and Light. And thank you for all the other times you've protected us, holy ones, holy Elohai. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. So this is how we start our frequency. Besides that, I always encourage you guys to put up your Maharic seal. Chikas Masu. See that six-pointed Merkaba. Chikas. Feel it. See it around your body as pillar, all the way down to Holy Elohai. Tonight's topic, Lyran, Syrian, Anuhazi, cat people. So another way we protect our field, our light body, and our space is through co-creating with sacred incense, resins, the real resins, not fake synthetics in stick incense. Let's do this. So the Lyran Starseeds, that means you're an extraterrestrial, angelic guardian group who incarnated into the lower dimensions of Earth. Your soul essence came into the fetus of your pregnant mother. She birthed you. Baby, you became a baby, and a toddler, a teenager, and an adult. Welcome, Starseeds, Lyran, Starseeds, awakening. Let's put some copal. Let's co-create with some copal, white copal. We're also going to put in our sacred space some Palo Santo. This is, whether you're a enlightened being or not, you guys, we have to regularly maintain our space because of other frequencies around us in the world. And not to mention, sometimes we may have some distortions come into our thoughts, into our speech pattern. So we're always mindful of that. We're not connecting to Jesus or Jehovah, Father God, or the Holy Spirit, confessing any sins. Bless you if that's your path and your belief. We are Magi kings, priest kings from Atlantis and Lemuria, remembering our direct vertical connection to Source God. And the Lyrans, the Lyran people, the Lyrans incarnating in Earth drama, remember that. That's what we're bringing. We're bringing those light codes, those values into this timeline. Record keepers of our original intention with Source God. Smudge yourself. Co-create with frankincense, copal, benzoin, amber. Actually, forgot some amber. Whoa. I smell burnt hair. I must have had one hair go into there. I want my amber, so let's get some amber in there too in this frequency. I want to co-create with the amber too. And you could put the wood directly on your charcoal somewhere. I don't want to dominate it, but put some up. There we go. Machiwa Masutas. Welcome to this Lyran frequency transmission of spirit. It is a memory, a code that we once, in our fifth dimension, sixth dimension, 12th dimensional selves, remembering that and bringing that here, expressing that, manifesting that here in our 3D experience, helping assist the earth and its growth, its awakening. We're not saviors, we're helpers, assistants, kind of like teachers, wayshowers, trailblazers. We're meant to be awaken ourselves and be masters of energy, masters of consciousness. My question to you, holy ones, are you? Or at least on that path? So, to me, when you think about the elders, or if you're in a community, the healers or the spiritual guides are going to be like holding a staff or working with plants and herbs or knowledgeable about the stars. Have you found yourself interested in these practices? Okay? So, this is something we have many incarnations in. I remember myself incarnated as a mage, as a shaman, as a druid, as a Native American in previous lives, as chieftains, as healers, as wise men, wise women. You remember those lifetimes. It's part of your Christos avatar, your personal Christos of simultaneous incarnations. You exist here in 3D Earth. You exist in Lemuria. You exist in Atlantis. You exist in Tara. You exist in Armatena, in Gaia. All at the same time, right now. They're not past lives, past tense, or future tense. They're present now. In the now. I want to be careful with this. Gift from Indigo Wizard. Bless my brother. Thank you for blessing me with that gift, Amit. So this is an ancient people. And when I say ancient, truly, most humans have no idea when most humans are following mainstream and thinking we're only, 8,000-9,000 years old maybe. They'll stretch it that far. 111. Please someone check. Look in the video. It says 111 views. Many blessings, many synchronies. Machiwa. So while the mainstream scientists say Homo sapien, you want to call us that, are 6,000, 7,000, maybe 8,000 BC. So when I say ancient, no, that's not ancient, not even close. All right? We're talking about, and we're not talking about Cro-Magnons or Neanderthals. Those are not precursors to humans. Those are mutations of humans. Experiments done by the Anunnaki races. Groups of the Anunnakis, the Inky Anunnaki, Enlil Anunnaki, the Luciferian Pleiadians. Not all Pleiadians, I'm talking about the Luciferian ones. Who created the Neanderthal. And then it was the Guardians who wanted to heal this race, which is connected to Anu Melchizedek's. They took that Neanderthal and healed it into Cro-Magnon 1, expanded it more in later generations, Cro-Magnon 2, Cro-Magnon 3, 4, I think there might be 5, 4 or 5. So Cro-Magnon was the distortion. And then they created, so there is no missing link. We don't evolve on Earth in stages. That is a lie, an intentional lie. That the Lyrans, guardian races, are reminding us of our true history, which has become a forbidden history since Atlantis, which they will not acknowledge. And when we talk about the Lyrans, cat people, alien extraterrestrial cat people, some people think that's far-fetched that some aliens look like cats. Meow. Realize that cats on Earth are 2-strand Templar compared to the 48-strand Templar of the extraterrestrial called Anuhazi. 12th dimensional Lyran coming out of what's called, the Guardians call the cradle of Lyra, is that super ancient race, and I mean super ancient. It will boggle your mind when I say these beings are 950 billion years old. That's within the creation context. And you better believe Earth science doesn't include this context of multiverses, more than one universe. Earth is in the first universe. Density universe 1, or you can call it holographic universe 1. There's a second one, a third one, a fourth one, a fifth one, with many more timelines within 15 dimensions of biological and matter form levels. We're at the carbon level. There's many more levels beyond that in the multiverse, what the Guardians call the time matrix. It's very real. It's not a virtual reality. It's not a simulation. It is a holographic, unified field of God's consciousness in different frequency vibrations. God projected itself, downstepped itself into the time matrix hologram of matter at several different levels of itself. And gave us, the extraterrestrials and the planets and all life forms, the divine gift of free will. So God gave itself free will in the time matrix. So some of those selves, some of those faces of God used that divine gift and abused it. Went against the original intention of God, fell in distortion, what we call DNA code convolution. That means your DNA is fragmenting, becoming a lesser version of yourself. When it dies, it's going to have less Templar. You know, once upon a time, the feline had 48 Templar. You see a version of it on Earth as a kitty cat, as a tiger, a lion, a lynx, a cougar, a leopard, a cheetah. Feline. Two-strand feline. Different levels of felines, even in Earth system. Much less density universe 2 levels, called the leonine extraterrestrials. An actual race called leonines, being worshipped by the ancient Egyptians of the first universe. The first universe, Egyptians, are worshiping the second universe, fourth, fifth, sixth dimensional beings called leonines. Look at these gods. They're not gods. Just like the Anunnaki are not gods. Just like the reptilians are not gods. They're ETs posing as gods, saying they created us. They did not create us. That's a big narrative out in New Age. This is why I'm making all of these Anunnaki videos. And if you guys don't know, I have those 2 videos I put recently. They hit over 100,000. One went over 200,000 within the past week. I don't know why it's so popular on Facebook, but it is. They did not create us, and they're not gods. There's only one God, and that's what the Lyran Starseeds are bringing that memory back, that truth back. That we're all part of the one, all part of the unified field of Creator God, not worshiping. The ancient Egyptians weren't meant to worship. We didn't in the beginning. And if you didn't know, we got so many narratives out there demonizing humans, putting down humans. These teachings are saying, hey, you're a 12-strand avatar. You come out of Lyra. You have this huge amount of consciousness. You're not a terrible, horrible sinner. That's a religious, dark principle, false creed. That you need grace from God. You need to be saved by some angry, pissed off Yahweh Father God. No, just transmute. Lyran Starseeds transmute that old paradigm, that low energy of shame, of guilt, of fear. Fear God. That's not what Creator says. That's what an angry ET God, not God, little g. You notice I put God in quotes because that's not God. Everything's God, but that's not source. That's not Creator. Because we came from a source. There's only one source, one Creator. Not a bunch of pantheon of twisted, dark, these ET gods are worse than humans. They rape, they sacrifice, they torture, they cause massive destructions. They'll genocide races of people on Earth. This is not Creator. Wake up. Humans, get off your knees. The ancient Egyptians were not meant to worship these cat people. That was not the message. That wasn't the intended message. These are guardian races, Starseed, Lyran Starseed. You're birthing on Earth. That's not the message. You're not a chosen one. That's not the Emerald Order message. That's against Creator, against the Christos, against the Lyran's Syrian model. Okay? Chosen ones is just like religion system. A dark, malevolent system. Worship is vampiric exchange of energy. You're worshiping. We're not meant to worship anything. Not an object, not some ET God. Whether you know it's an ET God or not, you're not meant to worship anything. These teachings talk about the inner Christos, not some external Christ, certainly not some mutilated sacrifice Christ. That's about blood. It's about torture. It's about agony. It's about suffering. That's about death. The fallen angels bring you the message and the distortions of death. We transmute that. This is a spiritual war. And I already got attacked in one of my videos. They're being sweet and trying to talk politely while they're bringing the message of love, light, and clueless. What does that mean? That means they're clueless because they don't want to, I'm in Christ consciousness. I'm not going to talk about anything negative. If you're one of those people, you're still in polarity. You're still polarized. You can't wish away the darkness. It is a real situation. You don't ignore it. That's dangerous to ignore, that the earth is being invaded by Luciferian covenant, by these fallen angelic, malevolent extraterrestrials. You don't wish that away with love and light. You acknowledge the darkness, not to become absorbed or influenced by it. That's ridiculous. We talk about the darkness just like you would tell your children about the dangers of the world and how to be safe in the world. You talk about the fallen angels and the part of humanity that is falling into a phantom earth, falling into the fallen consciousness because they're worshiping these beings. That's the whole point. They're sending frequency, they're sending their code, they're sending their focus, their intent towards these phantom beings. And these Lyran Starseeds, hello Lyrans, holy ones, we transmute that and we offer that, not dogma. We're not here to be missionaries and go to door and say, have you heard about the word of Jehovah? We're witnesses of Jehovah God. Oh, yeah? We're witnesses of the innerchristos. We're witness to not sacrifice and mutilation and a savior matrix or some galactic federation matrix. No, we're here. You check any person, any video, any book, any teaching. Are they trying to empower you from your own inner connection to God? Or are they saying that, you need something between you and Source, God? Whether that be a self-proclaimed Archangel Michael or a self-proclaimed Archangel Metatron or some galactic federation or some ET God like Thoth. No. Those are fallen angelic false light systems. You know what false light means? That means they're tricking you, deceiving you. They're not light. They're imposters and behaving so, to trick the human spirit, the human mind. Oh, they're acting sweet like Drimvilo Melchizedek, who's teaching you reverse Merkabah. Or Billy Carson telling you to embrace the teachings of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. Okay? No, we empower people by saying, hey, you're part of God. You're Source God. You're in the unified field of God. All life is. Religion doesn't like that message. No, you're a guilty sinner. Get on your knees and worship the Lord. You guys, any being. This is one of the things I have notes on. Because sometimes I just get it just right, baby. What's up? The course is not here, so. Nope. Come on. We got this. You can't stop this. Chikamasua. Come on. Okay, you can try. Ain't gonna happen. Oh, it's happening. Okay, now I know how to find it. Really? You ain't stopping this. It's happening. You have to be really careful with beings out there calling themselves Lord this or Lord that. Lord Yahweh, Lord Brahma, Lord Maitreya, Lord Jesus, Lord Melchizedek. How about Lord Vader, Lord Palpatine, Lord Voldemort, Lord Sauron, Lord of the Flies, Lord Kaluga, Lord Commodus, Lord Vlad the Impaler, Lord of the People's Temple, Lord of the Branch of Davidians, Lord this, Lord that. This is a title meant to put you in subservience. A true spiritual evolved being wouldn't need to demand worship or titles or hierarchical recognition. And the very act of insisting on being addressed as Lord or Master suggests an egoic need for validation, which contradicts the essence of higher spiritual wisdom. A truly Christic being, a being aligned with Source God and the law of one, would never demand such titles, would it? As their presence alone radiates truth, wisdom, unconditional love. True spiritual mastery does not require dominance, nor does it thrive on worship. Instead, it seeks to awaken the divine within each being, empowering them to recognize their own direct connection to Source. The Christic path is one of self-sovereignty, freedom, and self-realization, not one of bowing to self-proclaimed rulers or external deities. Whenever a being insists on hierarchical recognition, like Lord, question their motives, for the highest truth does not demand followers. It illuminates the path for all to walk as equals. But you will find billions of humans following Lord, following the King of Kings, emperors, popes, bishops, masters, gurus, following these hierarchies, these authorities, these elitists, these rulers, these conquerors, bowing in subservience and worship these fallen angelic beings, principalities of darkness. While you got people in religion, they will send you, and they will almost always insist on capital letters about this Lord Yahweh, Father God, and being subjected to some savior complex, so to save yourself from the lake of fire, because you're not a chosen one, you're not the chosen people, or a chosen one of the chosen ones, or a chosen people. You're a Gentile, not a Jew, not a Christian, not some title. So you're going to the lake of fire unless you get on your knees and serve these demons and fallen angels who are finite. They are receiving energy from you. There are vampires taking energy because they're finite. Demons and fallen angels don't have a light body. They don't have lit up chakras. They have to feed off of the living system, the living time matrix, including the parallel system. They will feed on beings, on races, on planets, anything from the living system. What do you think black holes are? The Guardians call these phantom beings coming out of the phantom matrix a subtime space distortion field, a black hole system. These are the chaotic life forms that have been influencing, manipulating, attacking the living system, feeding off the living system. And when you wake up, holy ones, Lyran Starseeds, when you wake up, OMG, you have this, you have the eye, the vision to see it in the world, in these books, in these videos, in these religions, in these spiritual New Age systems. You will see it. It's a resonance. You cannot deny it. We're not love, light, and clueless. We acknowledge the darkness and we heal from how, if you are love, light, and clueless, you don't want to think about the darkness, the negative things, you're too afraid, you're polarized. How are you expecting to heal yourself what you aren't aware of? You're not aware of these beings. You're not aware of what they're capable of or how they're operating, how they're influencing. Now you're clueless. This is why we use the word clueless. You're love, light. Light, yes, but clueless, no. We learn so you can protect yourselves. If you're clueless, you're not putting up shields. You're not, why would you not? Okay, let me ask you this question. If you're about protecting yourself, what are you protecting yourself from if you don't want to acknowledge darkness because you're love, light, and clueless? I'm only saying that because of some recent attack. Someone has to write this long-ass message and a ton of freaking hashtags. Okay, we respond lovingly, peaceably from a Christic perspective and call out the distortion. Machiwa. Give me 5 Lyran Starseeds. What's up, homies? This is a live broadcast. Let me say hello to my family. And first, we'll check out the viewer activity. We have, how do you say this? Jazzy Jazz 68, Star Sister. Big hug. Thank you, Star Sister. Thank you for supporting this work. Thank you for that wonderful exchange of energy. I appreciate you. And you guys, I need this type of support because I can't do this without your help. Thank you so much, Jazzy Jazz. Woohoo! Fan, number 1 fan. Thank you, sister. Indigo Wizard, what's up, brother? Oh, you have a few things to add to my staff? I'm happy you enjoy, brother. Oh, maybe we can do that in Sedona, man. I'll see you in Sedona, right? And you will pimp it out. Let's pimp it out, man. Yeah. Yeah, you guys. I don't want to speak ahead, but I'm sure if you guys want a personalized staff, whatever design, shape, ask Indigo Wizard and ask him if he will commission him. You know, pay for his service to help you. You know, we co-create with each other. We activate each other. We're meant to meet each other and group together with each other. And yeah, brother, I trust your judgment. Whatever you want to. One thing I want to do, I do want something like a soft bottom. A soft bottom, because look, that's not cool. I mean, that's not safe. Not very much traction. Look, oh shit, no traction. So please, brother, this is very tall. Some type of soft, even if it's some type of, rubber or something that's got traction, like the bottom of a tennis shoe, right? Or any feathers, or, that's more shamanic, but whatever. We'll talk about it. I actually, in the past, when I was more like a shaman, I did commission for headdresses and stuff like that. So, we are awakening ourselves in these memories of past lives. So, yeah, much respect. Thank you, brother, for that support in chat. And I can't wait to meet you, man. Can't wait to meet you guys. And we have Enlotin, brother. Woohoo! He left a message. Machiwa, we are one. Love to you all. Much respect. Much gratitude. Blessings to you, brother. Thank you so much for being here with us. Machiwa. Magi Indigo. Woohoo! Oh, we have a message. Hey, Anahazi, my wife is currently doing Dr. Samuel Lee's 12-strand DNA activation class, and in the review, we give you a huge shout out in regards to being a phenomenal teacher. We appreciate you. Hopefully you and Dr. Lee can do an interview. Machiwa, thank you so much for that big exchange of energy. And thank you so much for that shout out. We love Dr. Samuel Lee. We talk about wait a second. 1 second. So sorry about that. We talk about Samuel Lee and as being one of the few people also talking about, without, you could say the distortions of some people teaching this work, because we've seen some people mix their own personal ideas with the teachings of the innerchristos. Right? Combining astrology with the innerchristos, huh? Okay, divination or innerchristos. So much respect to Samuel Lee. And yes, this is so strange that you mentioned that. Before I went to Contact in the Desert, I sent an invitation to an interview with Samuel Lee. I saw it go through. I saw it post. And then I'm waiting for Samuel to answer. I'm like waiting, and okay, he's busy. I'm super busy. He must be super busy. I waited a week. And then I went back to see and check on my message to him. It was gone. Okay, so I checked. Can Samuel or anyone he send a message to delete your message you sent to them? No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, so that made me suspicious. What's going on? I will definitely send him another invitation within the next coming week, hopefully. We would love to have Samuel online. Our other brother, bringing that Lyran code, innerchristos code. Much respect. Thank you for so much for sharing that with us. And he's brilliant, man. He's brilliant. He's not shadow banned like I am. Because once upon a time, I was way up here. Samuel was still starting off. And then I stayed. They shadow banned my account. And he's like 500,000 on Instagram almost. So yeah, we'd love to get him on YouTube. Sorry, I got a ton of windows open. I have over 200 windows open. Oh, 150 windows, something like that. I have a powerful computer, so I'm trying to balance this. I'm trying to read back to chat. Here we are. Thank you, Magi Indigo, for that beautiful donation. Much respect. I can't do this without you guys. I've been hurting, so you guys definitely are helping out. Because I was considering not doing 2 lives a week, going down to 1 live a week, if I don't get that type of help. But and just focus on selling my artwork and making T-shirts and making a Christos avatar spiritual apparel. And then if I'm able to support myself, then I'll return back to 2 lives a week. So I haven't made that decision. I'm still going to do 2 lives a week, but just keeping that out there, you guys. I can't do this without your help right now. It won't always be based on donations. I will eventually get my, you would say, personal business going. Right now, I've just been focusing on the work. So, G-Light is a member. Thank you so much, Star Sister. Blessings and love to you all. So happy to have you. Remember, you are part of the Discord chat server. If you guys don't have that, please let me know. And we have Celine, Star Sister. Thank you. Blessings, Star Sister. Hugs. Yes. I can't wait to meet you too. And this is coming soon. Oh my gosh. Almost 3 months away. Yeah, 3 months away. Thank you, Celine. So happy to see you. And you're witnessing your spiritual journey is so beautiful. And your experiences and your you would say, experiments in consciousness and going to these sacred sites. Bless you in your journey. So happy to have you on our team. Machiwa! Things like this don't happen by accident, you guys. Nikki B! What's up, Star Sister? International Star Sister, homie. So happy to see you. Hope you're wide awake. I know it's late, like in the middle of the night for you. So happy to have you. Machiwa to you. Leo, what's up, brother? How you doing, homie? That's how we roll. Yeah, man. Yeah, notice the star. He's been over for over a year. We have a few members like that now, including Starman. He's probably here in the background. What's up, Starman? Love you, brother. Can't wait to meet you as well. We got Pretty Kitty. Blessings, Star Sisters. Thank you so much for that exchange of energy. Thank you for being here tonight in this Lyran Starseed discussion. Much respect to you. Much love and respect, you guys. And the Lyrans are an ancient people. And, you know, we talk about the context of the reality as being a 15-dimensional multiverse. It has 5 universes. And the beings called Leonines and these ancient Egyptian guardians, like, you know, Isis, Horus, Anubis. What's the cow people called? I get that one confused sometimes. Sorry. Well, let me check online because that's not. I want to be respectful to that energy. I think Hathors. I just remembered it right now before I got an answer. Hathors. Those used to be guardians. But just like all religions on planet Earth, all religions on planet Earth have been switched over to the dark side. Are not serving your dark correction to God. You're not supposed to be worshiping Hathor or Isis or Horus. What they're doing in the occult, what they're doing in New Age. That wasn't the original intention of these guardians. And those were the guardians, the ancient Egyptian guardians. You guys, think about the mystery, the magic, the extraordinary spirituality and beauty of the Egyptians. It's the mystery of the Egyptians. We talk. Everybody talks about the Egyptians. They made a significant impact. Why? What's the whole story and secrets about the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Great Sphinx? It's called the Great Sphinx. A cat being, entity. The largest sculpture. Let me check that. Let me fact check myself. Is the Sphinx the largest? What do you call it, statue or sculpture? I'll just say statue for now. Or my first question should be, is the Sphinx considered a statue, or what is it? A monument or colossal sculpture. Because of its massive scale and symbolic function. Okay, so is it the largest sculpture on Earth? There might be other things bigger, but it's still significant, right? Is one of the largest and oldest monolithic sculptures on Earth. 240 feet in length, 66 feet in height. It seems like it would be bigger, right? Carved from a single limestone ridge, considered monolithic. Okay, mainstream archaeology says the Sphinx dates back to 2005 BC. You guys have been ripped off from your heritage, from the human timeline itself. The human timeline has been truncated, shortened, what the F kind of timeline. This is now the human timeline. No, it's out here. Literally. The Lyran Guardians are reminding us that, hello, you're 560 million years old. And I got a comment today on my Anunnaki video. Oh, as soon as you mentioned millions of years, you lost me. You see, that's the 3D mentality. That's the mainstream narrative. That's the Anunnaki narrative. Or the reptilian narrative. Anything to disempower you. You know, now you're some guilty sinner in following this religion from a few thousand years ago when we're super ancient. 560 million years. That includes the multiverse, because we're not just limited to 3D Earth. Okay? We come from 5D Tara. Not 3D Earth. We're extraterrestrials to Earth because we were seeded on Earth. What does that tell you? We're not from Earth. Okay? We're Tarans. Our race name up there, we're considered angelic humans. We're called Turanesium. Have you ever heard that before? This is the Lyran Starseed message, homies. We are Lyrans. This is the Lyran planet. You understand that there are, just as humans can ascend into higher dimensions, higher universes, which is what? A universe is a level of density matter. Universe 1 is the density matter of carbon matter density. The second universe is a more evolved, literally, biologically, spiritually, energetically, more evolved. Okay, it's even got a faster particle spin, twice as fast as Earth. Spin twice as fast. It's more evolved. Much more super high tech, super far in the future compared to what? Mud huts? Okay, some of our people are very low in technology and comprehension and biology and intelligence and psychic potential. That's just the natural organic realities. Okay, this is literally second universe where we come from in 5D Tara. That's the second universe. That's where a lot of these guardians are coming from. This is where the original Isis, Horus, Anubis, Hathor guardians came from. And this is also where the Syrian Anunnaki, Inky Anunnaki, Enlil Anunnaki, Marduk Anunnaki are coming from, the second universe. And while we do have planet Nibiru in our first universe, because that's where their part of the drama is, but these beings are literally more advanced than what we are on the Earth system. Now, humans are more advanced in the higher levels. We in the grander. Let me show you the time matrix to see the context of creation. And one of my moderators, please include that in the. But we didn't get the answer. Is it the largest sculpture? There's actually. The Statue of Unity is bigger. The Spring Temple Buddha is bigger. The Statue of Liberty is bigger. Wait. Yeah, those are all, and the Leshan giant Buddha is bigger. Wait, what? Wait. It does hold the title of the largest monolithic statue in the ancient world, meaning it was carved from one continuous piece of stone. And that is super amazing within itself. And you will read in the Guardian teachings that this is actually 53 or 54. We'll look at that tonight. We'll see that on the screen for you. There's transparency here. not you see the number earlier? They said we're only a few thousand years old, but this is actually no. 50,000 years plus is when the Great Pyramid of Giza and the Sphinx were created, and it was created out of one giant monolithic piece. And these teachings talk about how they did it with advanced technologies. The Ankh, not just a handheld, they had huge Ankhs in those days, which would cut stone like butter. They were able to levitate stone, because there's a whole mystery, a whole bunch of opinions of, okay, they built this monolithic structures like the Sphinx and the pyramids from stones. Where did these stones come from? They come from far away. Let me get this. How far away was the quarry? How far away was the quarry for the... See, some of the stuff I don't have memorized. I know the information. I just got to I want it for the live. I'm asking, how far away was it? This is not a good example from what I was thinking. Apparently, it was close by. But there has been some of these ancient sites where the quarry is far, far away. But anyways, there's a whole mystery about how they moved these rocks, man. And there's so many people that are, because the pyramid, right? The pyramid has all these giant, heavy-ass rocks and these supposedly primitive. That's the other fallacy. Okay. It makes sense. If you lived in 3D, it makes sense. That we think that ancient people are less evolved. Surprise! When you understand the truth, what the Lyran Starseeds are bringing this truth, because we're the Lyran planet, we're the Lyran people. And we'll talk more about that. We're actually super evolved race who came to Earth. We didn't evolve over time. We certainly didn't come from apes or pond scum or the Big Bay. We came here already knowledgeable. We came from Tara. We have these super advanced science fiction type of a civilization. We're giants up there in higher density. Okay? We're super psychic. We're immortal. We don't have sicknesses and diseases and cancers like we do here. Okay? So the reality is we're super evolved race. Atlantis was super evolved. We had spacecraft. The pyramid, there's a whole chapter on it. The pyramid was a teleportation station. You can bring things from other dimensions to the 3D Earth. Why do you think these fallen angels want stargates? It's a military strategy. Because, believe it or not, the Earth is not the center of the universe. Neither are humans. Far from it. But we're guardians of this planet because our planet is special. Not the center. It's one of 12 other important planets. It's one of 12. We're not the center of shit. Excuse my language. Okay? Because there's a lot of people thinking we're such an egotistical species that everything is lower than us. It's total asinine BS. Anyways, our planet has a major universal stargates. Not just that, it has other stargates, but it has a universal stargate. So it's very, very, very prized by the fallen angelic, malevolent extraterrestrials. And humans were literally created by the Lyrans. We were not the Anunnaki, BS. We were created by the Lyran, Syrian, and Uhazi, who our seed race was the Orifim. They created the Orpheum created us, okay? So, this is why we have a cat statue, a gigantic Lyran Sphinx, cat statue, the largest monolithic statue on planet Earth. It's significant, okay? And so they used this advanced technology, something called the rod and the staff and the onx. These three technologies were from Density 2. These are alien tech, guardian alien tech. By the way, it was taken from us after we abused the tech, after we started falling. Okay, we weren't responsible race, but we were created as a guardian of Earth because to protect, to guard the universal stargates. Stargate. We're one of 12. And these teachings, if you're interested, you can learn about the other 11. We're one of the 12. So humans are here in amnesia. We don't know that we're guardians, and we got all of these narratives, religion narratives, New Age narratives, fallen angelic narratives, all telling us we're these sinners and we're shit. It's telling us that we're just losers and we need help. We're horrible beings and we need some help. You guys, we're a guardian race under attack, trying to be tricked, trying to be disempowered. They've been doing a very good job of it. Humans have certainly been disempowered. We've certainly lost our memory. Remember the Tower of Babel? Well, the Guardians talk about that. Not from a religion point of view, not the Christian point of view, but they talk about how that was done with technology. We forgot. Not to mention, they put distortions on our DNA that creates more forgetting. Besides that tech and the distortions in our DNA, most humans have no clue who we are. This is why we have Lyran Starseeds who have the memory, who have the literal fourth, fifth, sixth-dimensional memories of Tara and higher levels of spirit and our higher selves are incarnating into the lower selves, a human hybrid body. A starseed is incarnating into a lower hybrid body on Earth. And so we're guardians coming to the Earth, being birthed on Earth. This is what is a star seed. Star, seed, DNA. Seed means the DNA from the stars, from the higher dimensions, coming to a lower dimension. You see, we're not chosen ones. We're not better. In the eyes of Creator Source God, everything is Source God. Everything is the one. You can't have part of God that is less than another God. You can't have a chosen part of God over another part of God. You see the ridiculousness. When you learn the law of one and you incorporate it, you understand it, you see it, it's ridiculous. A chosen one is a ridiculous concept. It's a distortion. It's a false creed. There is no chosen ones in God. That's coming straight out of Kabbalah. It's coming out of, the chosen Jewish ones, the chosen whoever, the chosen New Agers, This is all coming out of councils of Anunnaki. It's coming out of saints and ET gods and self-proclaimed archangels. Pantheons, hierarchies, elitists, favorites. There is no chosen ones. There is no better ones. They're all equal in Creator God. This is the Lyran Starseed message. This is the law of one message. This is the unity consciousness, Christ consciousness message. Okay, we transmute. We're not love, light, and clueless. We're aware of the distortions so we can heal the distortions. If you say, I'm in unity consciousness, I'm in Christ consciousness, I don't think about the negative, well, you're polarized, vato loco. we learn about all of this distortion. The Lyran Starseeds are people. I'm being accused of making this up when it is these. This is the source of what I'm talking about. It is Speaker 1 Ashiana Dean. It is the Emerald Covenant talking about the freaking Omicron Dragon Moss, talking about the Inky in the Marduk, talking about the false Archangel Michael, talking about Metatron, talking about the Phantom Matrix, the demonic beings who are feeding off of us. This is the source. This is talking about it. This talks about much more worse things than I'm talking about. I'm not making anything up. And the Lyran is bringing this memory. It's not limited to a book. It's not limited to a teacher or anyone. It comes in the memory. People are remembering their feline cat self. They remember Tara. We remember without a book. But of course it's wonderful to have the book to spark our activated memory. Remember, these star seeds are not limited to 3 strands. This is where it's important to show the context of creation. That Palo Santo is still burning while the other resins are gone. So let me switch that over, you guys, to Photoshop real quick so I can show that 15-dimensional time matrix. The context of creation. It's much easier to understand this if you're only 3D. You don't have the memory of 4, 5, and 6D. Does that make sense? You certainly don't have memory of 7, 8, 9th dimension, Archangel level. You certainly don't have memory of the Avatar level or the Christos, Christ level. 12D is the Christ level, the Christos level. Humans have no connection to this on Earth until they start to awaken their heart chakra, their green heart chakra in the middle of your chest. When you start to activate your blue ray throat chakra in your throat area, in your third eye area, the indigo ray, these will bring back your soul memory. The memory of your angelic self. Sorry, I wasn't trying to do that. The memory of your angelic self. The memory of Tara, man. The memory of all these races involved, like the Orifeme. Memory of the Orifeme. You see what I'm saying? You don't need a book or a Speaker 1 or me or anyone. It's already in you. When you have this, man, you have this in your freaking DNA. But the key is to activate this memory, this DNA. Through a spiritual journey, you're going to activate your heart Templar chakra. New Age calls it chakra. The Guardians call these Templar. It's a gateway, a portal, a doorway to that higher self of you, of yourself. Within your own body, you have these Templar, you have this aura, this light body, waiting for you to awaken. You have this higher chakras available to you, while most humans, billions of humans, are stuck in this 1 through 3. That's what the Guardians are saying. That's what Ashiana has said. Most human race only have between 2.5 to 3.0. Oh no, she said 2.5 to 3.5 DNA strands. Okay? Star seeds, Lyran star seeds. Remember what I said? The 12th dimension is the Anuhazi feline cat people, which have up to 48 strands of DNA, homies. That's the maximum that you can have in the entire time matrix. That's the most that you can have. 48 strands of DNA, which is definitely overkill, but that is available to anyone who's coming out of those lineage. Are you considering yourself an Anuhazi, Lyran, Syrian starseed? Are you one of these cat people? Do you love cats? I mean, part of this video, we're supposed to be going over the 7 signs, some of the signs that talk about maybe these are hints that you are a Lyran Starseed, and we'll go over those. So, just realize that this is our reality. This is the holographic universes. There's 5 universes in the Matrix, in the time Matrix it's called. Not like the movie The Matrix, where it's a fake reality by AI. That's not what we're talking about. New Age is misunderstanding it. The time Matrix is an actual reality made of consciousness. The movie The Matrix is talking about a fake reality that we're stuck in and you get pulled out of into the real reality. It's not what we're talking about. That's Hollywood's idea. Okay? This entire thing is where spirit becomes manifest in the time matrix hologram. Spirit, which is non-manifest, becomes manifest in the time matrix hologram. This is, just look at it. You can see the science of it. It even feels, you even resonate with this idea of the reality is dimensionalized and that there's more than one universe, and where are ETs really coming from? They're not coming from the backyard of the galaxy. They're coming from, sure, there's some ETs in our galaxy, but we're talking about coming from higher dimensions and higher, which are higher realities, higher planets, higher density matter. This is where most of these guardians are coming from, and where most of the fallen angelics are coming from the second universe, density universe 2. Density universe, also called HU, holographic universe, whatever one you prefer. Because I've heard Ashana use both. In the teachings, they use both terms. I'm not changing the work. I've been accused of that. You will hear Ashana saying density sometimes. You will see the PDFs sometimes will say density and will sometimes say holographic universe. Okay? It's just a matter of preference, or matter of, it's the same meaning. So just realize that it is a holographic universe. It is a hologram of matter. And we're trying to, you would say, if these Lyran Starseeds are coming from the 12D, the Christos level, the Anuhazi are the Christos beings, and it's related to the human race because they are the ones, the Anuhazi are the ones who created, because look, they're in density 4. Okay? They're in density 4. And they created a race in density 3 called the Lyran Syrian Anuhazi, who actually look different. They're a little bit different than their creator race. These created the Lyran Syrian Anuhazi. It is the Lyran Syrian Anuhazi who created the Oraphim in the lower universe. You see how that's working? This being created a being in the lower universe, and this being created a being in the lower universe called the Oraphim. And in this being created in the same universe, universe 2, density universe 2, the Turanesium angelic humans in 5D. And it is these beings, us, in the future, from our point of view, look, they're in the future, man. Compared to us here, okay, compared to us here, they're way in the future. They're coming, we are coming to our lower selves, our past selves, however you want to say it. We're coming to this universe to help ourselves return back to our higher, you would say, potential. Because this is, like I said, we only have 2.5 to 3.5 strands of DNA. I want to pull up a different diagram real quick. 1 second. Oh my gosh, it's going to not Photoshop. So let me pull that up on Photoshop. All right. So like Ashana said, let's say you have two strands, strand 1 and strand 2 and half of strand 3. That's 2.5. These are 12 substrands, which is actually 12 lifetimes that you're going to live to create one strand, the third strand. So 2.5 would actually, half of 12 is 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be 2.5 being. I mean, a being who has 2.5 strands. 3.5 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would be up to here. So most humans are only have up to 3.5 strands. They haven't even finished their heart chakra, Templar. Okay, which you need if you want to go to the fourth dimension. If you want to ascend, you need, according to the Guardians, because of the blocks in our DNA, you now need 4.5 strands of DNA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if this is normally done lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, you live 12 lives to create strand 3, you live 12 lives to create strand 4. You need, same thing with all the strands. But we need to do this in the 3D in one lifetime. We need to create 4.5 strands minimum to ascend. That's what the Guardians are saying, man. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in 3D over and over again until you evolve yourself. Until you get 4.5 strands, which will only get you to inner Earth. Look where it's at. Okay? It's not 5D Tara. You're going to go to inner Earth if you only have 4.5 strands. If you have 5 strands, if you have the 5th strand, you're going to Tara. You're returning back to where we were originally. This is the Lyran Syrian message. This is the Lyran Starseed message. This is what we're bringing back of our true potential. Our true potential is a diamond sun DNA. Diamond sun. Not 2.5 to 3.5 strands. But look at this glorious Templar. 12 strands. Notice it's also 12 tribes, 12 races. Hyperborean, Polarian, Hyperborean, Lemurian, Atlantean. These are all in the hybrid human. We're a super hybrid. Look, this is a super hybrid. We're Atlantean, Aryan, Muvarian, which is a future race, which is going to come after the current humans. Because we're a series of different races, adding to the next Templar. The Muvarians bring in the 5th Templar. The Unchechi bring in the 6th Templar. And if you count it, that's actually 7 races. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 races are going to bring in 6 strands. Because the first 2 races created the first strand. The rest of them, the other 5 those are Starseed races. Antrian Starseed, Brenoa Starseed, Hibiru Starseed, Melchizedek Starseed, Uniseti Starseed. Technically, these are all Lyrans. I mean, we're all Lyran. If you're human, you're coming from Lyra. These are different types of Lyran Starseeds. And that's what tonight's topic is. You see, the Lyrans actually have the higher 7th, 3rd eye. This is the 8th chakra, the thymus. This is the thalamus, silver chakra. This is the galactic 1 chakra, dark blue or blue-black. This is the dark silver or silver black, or however the Guardians say it. This is a part of the Starseed DNA. They have that potential. They're bringing that to Earth. As a Lyran Starseed, one of these Starseeds, you're coming to Earth in the 3D. Okay, you're coming with that amazing DNA to help awaken the Earth seeds. Star seeds help Earth seeds. It was always designed like that. This is a rescue mission, a Tauran rescue mission. We come to Earth because of cataclysm that happened in Atlantis and Lemuria. So let me go back. This is part of the Lyran saga, the Lyran history. It's not just ancient Egypt and the Sphinx and the Great Pyramid and our connections to the guardian, not what's happening now, but the guardian Isis, Horus, Anubis. I keep forgetting that one. The cow. Hathor. Sorry. Hathor. Those were originally guardian. But now they're Egyptian gods being worshipped. That's not the original. Now it's twisted. So they're not good examples now. But originally they were. But what I'm saying is, the Lyran message is that humans are much more ancient. We, the Lyrans, are much more ancient. We have this mighty Templar man. All humans have the natural capacity of 12 strands of DNA. Now let me check on chat. If you guys have any questions, please. I don't know why it's doing that chat, that community thing. I wonder if I can turn that off. I don't see how to turn that off, you guys. Timestamps? I don't know how to turn that off. Sorry if it's annoying you guys. Sorry if it's annoying some of you, but Indigo Wizard? Wow, brother, another donation from Indigo Wizard. We will all connect divine timing, divine resource. You said it, brother. 999, powerful number. Eduardo Cora, 333, another powerful number. Team Guardian Anuhazi, what's up, Anuhazi? What's up, Lyran homies? Check this out. Maybe you didn't notice. Lyrans, you guys, I have seen myself lucidly. Not just seen. I felt myself. I was in the body of my future Lyran self. I heard the voice. I had this universal memory, this powerful memory returned. Dude, you know how you see those yogis with the eyes wide open? They're in a state of this huge awakening. It looks scary when you take the eyes and it's wide open. I was in a state of wide open eyes for several hours. And I saw myself as a Lyran. I saw my Lyran homies. I was in this powerful Chilla! You don't just see it. You know it. You are this. And while you can't translate, you can't communicate that to someone who hasn't experienced it yet. I'm not trying to convince anybody. It's not coming from a space of ego. It's simply sharing truly this incomprehensible, godlike feeling of feeling a 12th dimensional self. You guys, before I had that experience, I had no idea it was even possible. Because I never heard Ashiana say that. I never heard anyone else say that. It just happened to me. It happened to me more than once. I didn't just see it. I was it. I was in it. I was my Lyran self for a few hours, and it happened more than once in my life. And my eyes it was weird. It was so weird. It was like I was in 800,000 years in the future. I was in these higher realities. It wasn't experiencing my earth self, remembering some level of myself, I was the other level of myself. I was truly super intelligent compared to what I am now. And then when I wake up out of that, oh wow, it's gone. I can now remember a piece of it. Right? You know what I'm talking about? It's like you had this lucid dream and then something woke you up. It kind of irritates you that you woke up. It's gone. I want that back. I literally saw my paws, my blue skin, my dreadlocks. I literally felt the memories and moving of such profound energies. And we were all alive and powerful like this. I saw other of the family. And so, when people dismiss the cat people, and it's not a faith, it's not a hope, it's not a maybe, it's not some belief, it's a knowing, truly. And we have to come with that reverent respect for all life and for all the levels that people are at, because people all have this potential, but everybody's at their own level, and we respect all people's beliefs and levels. We're not trying to act more superior, act like we're better. As soon as you see some spiritual person behaving like that, they haven't learned jack shit. They're actors. They're posers. They're not really living as a Christic being. They're not treating others as a Christic being, as a face of God. That lesson just went over their head, and you don't need some other person guiding you. You find it within yourself. A real spiritual teacher is teaching you how to find that part of yourself and without guiding you, being your guru, giving you secret tips here and there. You guys, who works in secrets? Who works in shadows? Because I've even had people say, you shouldn't be sharing this knowledge with everybody. Okay, we see where you're coming from. Mystic schools, hiding the secrets, hiding the Templar, while the Lyran Syrian is out here sharing the Templar. We're all God, sovereign, free. GSF, baby. You better believe that's going to be one of my Christos Avatar t-shirts. We don't hide secrets. We bring the biospiritual. Cathara is called a bioregenesis. We're teaching people bioregenesis. It's not a secret. You're going to learn how to activate 12-strand diamond sun DNA. Thank you for those hearts. Whoever's doing that, give me a kiss. Mwah. My Chihuahua, all my Lyran feline brothers and sisters, give me 5 cat paws. Man, dude. Lyrans, man, are so freaking beautiful. There's in Avatar, the movie, they were beautiful. But when you truly see these felines, and you feel that cat eye, it's part of who you are, this cat eye. Beautiful. Some of them have fur, right? Man, you don't feel lucky to have that experience because you know it's who you are in the present now, in the eternal self. You are the Lyran. And it's so beautiful. And I've even seen the Leonides, who are density 2, where there is female and male gender. There isn't gender in the higher densities. But I have seen female Lyran babes. I mean, that's a 3D, type of expression. But dude, from a guy point of view, Lyran felines, damn! I've seen different memories. I've had two female felines next to me, and dude, they are not just gorgeous and freaking amazing, but they are ferocious. They have power. It doesn't matter if they're a female, they're strong and they're powerful. And they have this mighty expressions too. You don't need the male, we're more in tuned in the density to our masculine and feminine. So the female Lyrans are showing that masculine part of themselves. And whoa, man, what a combo. I would love to go on a date with such a powerful a powerful female who's embraced both their feminine and masculine. Gorgeous, feminine, but also strong and powerful. And they do use this claws, man, in defense if they need to. We're not schmucks. Lyran felines are not schmucks. They're actually very powerful and respected. So, and you guys, so you see what I'm saying? When we have this literal memory, we're testimony, and we can feel it, all our senses and extrasensory senses, we can feel it, and you got 3D people saying it doesn't exist. We still treat them and react, not trigger, we act in a Christic manner. Okay? Because surely there's several of you brothers and sisters who remember. My Chihuahua Lyran homies. And you know how we're distorted and skinny and fat and twisted and goblin looking down here. They're more beautiful and more perfected in their form. It's quite inspiring. The human beings are very lovely and beautiful in our less distorted selves, in our law of one united selves. You understand what fallen consciousness does? It doesn't just distort the consciousness, it distorts your body form. Why do you think the fallen angels look freaking scary? Because they're extremely distorted versions of their divine template. This is why when I made my Elohim video, I showed you what the Anu looked before. Very beautiful beings. Feline aquatic apes are very beautiful. But then you see what happened to them when they fell in a reverse consciousness. Your divine blueprint is no longer the same. It becomes a distortion in your appearance, in your body matter. Now look at the sickly humans with diseases and viruses and cancers and falling into phantom by worshiping religions. You're going to become more and more goblin looking. That's not criticism. That's an observation. You will see that's how consciousness works. So we're trying to reclaim our original biology, our original consciousness. We don't want distortions in either way. Just saying. Yeah. Yeah, and let me show you how old the Sphinx is according to the teachings. I'm going to put this on the screen, you guys. Because our true timeline has been truncated, man. I mean, Okay, let me see what the narrative says. What does the mainstream say? How old is the Sphinx according to mainstream history? It's quite pathetic, right? How old? Because I want to show you what you're being told, and then I'm going to show you what the Guardians say, all right? And I'm going to show you what they talk about in ancient Egypt. You guys, what is ancient Egypt? It's a part of Atlantis. The Egyptians, why they're so mystical and amazing and had all this knowledge of the stars and architecture. How? Why? They're coming out of Atlantis. Egyptians are what you call family lines out of the subraces, which come out of the root race of Atlantis. We got Atlantean, and out of the Atlantean, we have subraces that create the Atlantean, and out of the subraces, we have family lines. They're one of the family lines that came out of Atlantis. And they once existed at the same time. Atlantis, ancient Egypt, I don't know if they're the same time, but they're coming out of the same people. You see what I'm saying? So, how old does mainstream history say the Sphinx is? The Great Sphinx. $4,500 years old. And they also say it's a tomb, right? Pharaoh Khafre built it. No, he did not. It was built by, before I'm going to show you, because I remember, it was built by there's a hybrid alien human race, an Egyptian race called Ceres Egyptian. That's gold flame, blue flame hybrid. Because Ceres, S-C-E-R-E-Z, is a bird race, a bird people. We talking about cat people. Well, now we got bird people and there's cat people in the Ceres Egyptian. Okay? The Ceres Egyptian and also the Hebrews, the original Hebrews, not current day Jews, because the original Hebrews were bi starseeds. What does that mean? Bi means two. They had two starseeds in their DNA, the original Hebrews. That makes sense when you look at our history. Why did the fallen angelic Illuminati races attack the Jews? Because they have this connection. Even though the current Jewish religion, like all religions, are now practicing fallen angelic false creeds, including the Jewish monotheism, Father God, Yahweh, mixed in with Christian, the Christianity comes out of the Jewish tradition. It was about the rebel Jesus, but Jesus was a Jew, still worshiping the Father God, Yahweh, Jehovah God. Your God, your Christian God is a Jewish God, but it doesn't matter. It's still a fallen angelic creature. So, now I lost my train of thought. Sorry. But let me show you this 4,500 years old. It's so funny, dude. 45. It's a joke. When you know we're 560 million years old, what is this? What is that? What is that punk ass year date? That's chump change, man. You just been disempowered. You just lost all your history. Saying we're only 4,500 years. BS. Called bullshit. Lyran Starseed called BS. Indigo Child called bullshit. That's bullshit. That's punk ass. That's what the F. 4,500 years. So let's see what the Guardian Angelic Nation say. Let's see what the Guardian Alliance says. Let's see what the Emerald Covenant says. Let me open PDF. And by the way, these are downloadable for free. You can go to Oceana's website and pay $17.77, very bizarre number, Iasha. Or you can download it for free because it's in many, many places on the internet for free. And let me share it on the screen because we're transparent like that. And I just got to put in the word Great Sphinx. Great Sphinx. Great Sphinx. What the shit? Let me just put Sphinx. 44 results. The Sphinx and the Eagle. Look at this chapter. Giza to Atlantis. Anunnaki. Wait, let me make sure you guys can see this. Let me push refresh. This is fun, man. I love talking about the Lyrans, man. Because it's part of our whole history. 111. There's 111 people online. Very cool number. And there's 11 chat rate. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm seeing 5 ones. 111 current viewers and 11 chat rate. That means there's 11 people average writing a message in 1 minute, I believe. It means the chat rate of the stream at the most recent available time. But nevertheless, I'm being shown 11111. Someone's telling us a message. That's a synchrony, baby. What's up? This whole chapter, which is our forbidden history, look at the years, you guys. While mainstream tells you this BS, it's a joke. They tell us this joke, right? That the historical view is only that it's only 4,500 years, and it was built by some Illuminati pharaoh. That's what the pharaoh genetics were, you guys. Just like you have your Illuminati nowadays. Well, gee, they were not humans. They're hybrid humans. So were the pharaohs ruling you in the ancient Egyptian days. They claimed those pyramids were built by the pharaohs and that they were tombs for the pharaohs. It's all BS, homie. And look at how old it really is. And this talks about the Anunnaki who fell. This is why I call them Syrian Anunnaki, which these are actually aliens from Sirius A. The Guardians come from Sirius B. The Anunnaki come from Sirius A. They're called Syrian Anunnaki. I'm not talking about the Nibirian creatures called Enki, Enlil, and Marduk, and the Pleiadian Luciferians. This is the Syrian Anunnaki who were seated on Sirius A by the Jehovian Anunnaki, who were the true bloodlines. All these other ones are hybrids. So this council fell eventually. So in these days, they were nice. They were good guys. But later they became aligned with the Anu Melchizedek, bringing us the patriarchy penis club. You know, bringing us the male gods. Oh, God's a male. Okay, so anyways, they built the first time they built the Great Pyramid of Giza. They're using Ankhs. Ankhs is a science fiction advanced technology from Density Universe 2. Okay? So this is multi-dimensional tech, you guys. Not to mention the outpost on Mars. The face on Mars is what? A face of a Syrian Anunnaki. There is a face on Mars. Oh, it's just shadow. It's not really a face. Hello? There was an outpost on Mars. Just like there's an outpost on the moon. Oh, it's too far-fetched for you. You can't believe it, even though you see the Guardians bringing you this information. So let's look at the Sphinx. The first monument The first monument to be created was the original Sphinx. This building covered the portal to inner earth, something you will never hear. Let me put this. This is something you're never going to hear from mainstream. That there's something underneath the Sphinx. A portal to inner earth. And also, the Sphinx is a building. That means there's rooms. There's something. There's open space of the Sphinx. Okay. Okay, so this building covers the portal to inner earth and linked directly into the portal passage that led to the Ark of the Covenant. I'm not going to go into that now, but this whole thing talks about the Ark of the Covenant, which isn't just limited to a gold box. It's actually a portal passageway. If you want to learn more, please read the Voyagers 2 book, which this is. The Sphinx was designed following, well, this is the lion body. It talks about the Sphinx head, and but Oceana later talks about it being all lion body, which is very strange. But that's not the point. The point is that it's based on these beings from Density Universe 2, Holographic Universe 2, called the Leonines. I mentioned them earlier, who were instrumental in laying the early foundations of Anunnaki culture. This is when the Syrians were good. Remember, I told you they were once good. The Leonines were large, upright, fur-covered felines. Cat people, hello. And notice density 2. You guys understand the Anuhazi felines are density 4. 12th dimensional Christos avatars. This is not the same level, but coming out of the template, the DNA of the Anuhazi. A lower version of Anuhazi is the Leonines. Fur-covered, they had fur. I saw it. I've seen these beings. Advanced intelligence were revered as godlike by early Anunnaki civilizations, and the Anunnaki of the Syrian Council paid tribute to this heritage. So the Syrian Council were once good, but later they became involved in the patriarchy BS. So the Sphinx, there's a whole history of this Mars outpost and the Anunnaki resistance that was building up, and how the Sphinx was meant to serve as a fortification for the inner earth portal. And listen, look at here, guys. It's a building. It's a safe house, a library. That's what the original Sphinx is. It's obviously a building because it's a storage place of sacred records and text. Very, very interesting. It served the purpose of housing the great energy transmitting machines. Like I said, they weren't just handheld devices. They were actually large machines that were charged with the density 2, 5D, ultra high frequency, 5th dimensional energy of the Ark of the Covenant. And there's smaller ankhs, of course. You see hieroglyphs of these ancient Egyptians holding these powerful technologies that could cut rock like butter and could make these heavy stones levitate. Okay? Historically, the larger machines, the ankhs, became known as Arks of the Covenant. And the true identity of the Ark of the Covenant as being a portal bridge was lost because they apparently, since they started calling it these things, oh, this ankh is the Ark of the Covenant. No, it's not. But that got lost. The true meaning of Ark of the Covenant got lost. That's what they're saying. But during the time of the original building of the Sphinx, the truth of the Ark of the Covenant was well known back in those days. And the objects were understood as tools which could draw, hold, and transmit energy, from the 5th dimension, through the Ark of the Covenant from the blue flame of Amente that was stored in the Andromeda Galaxy at the time. Both the large and the small tools were designed in the shape of the Ankh, which allowed this high-frequency energy to be synthesized in specific ways, following natural laws of interdimensional energy mechanics, something the mainstream will not tell you about, the secrets of how they built the pyramids, how they built the Sphinx. Listen to this carefully, guys. This is what our potential was in ancient Egypt, supposedly building these super advanced technologies through forced labor. You don't see that right here, do you? These ankhs were used to create the Sphinx, various pyramids, and other structures as they provided the power to reverse gravitational pull. Hello, UFO tech. Reverse gravity, float, levitate, and directly affect the particle makeup and morphogenetic fields of Earth matter substance. They also served as major construction tools, weather modulators, healing tools, and as interdimensional transit devices. Man, do you still think that the Egyptians were primitive? Do you still think we used slave labor to move massive stones? No, we levitated them with ease with these ankhs and large ankhs. No problem, man, using these advanced technologies. Being revealed to you once again to the human race by the Emerald Order. Guardians. This is amazing and exciting to learn about, you guys. And here it is. Around 459 BC. That's when the Sphinx was made. Not some BS, what does it say again? 4,500 years ago. Transmute that mainstream of historical view. You're learning the true heritage, you guys. And when there was some destruction made, that reconstruction of the pyramid occurred around 10,500 BC. And then once again, there was more destruction. There was a third reconstruction in 9,000 BC. And that's what you see now, you guys, is this version. The 9,000 BC version is what has become known in modern times as the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Cheops Pyramid. Because this structure was reconstructed and repaired on numerous occasions. There's that Ceres Egyptian people I was telling you about. It was built by the Council of the Syrian Council, the Anu Melchizedeks, who's the one who truly brought in the Patriarchy Creed, the Hebrews, and the Ceres Egyptians, not by slave labor. It was created by beings from Ceres A and Ceres B, and the earth Anu Melchizedeks, and the Hebrews, and the Ceres Egyptians. That's who built the pyramids and the Sphinx, not some freaking Pharaoh Khafre, or however you say his name. Okay? You can dismiss the mainstream media, narrative. The pyramid was not constructed to serve as a burial tomb, though much later it was used as such. The primary purpose of the Great Pyramid of Giza was to fortify the portal of the Ark of Covenant and to serve as an interdimensional teleportation center. So you still believe we were primitive, homies? So that's us, Lyrans, reclaiming our heritage, reclaiming our true history, and our true potential, by the way. If we could once again behave like guardians, treat all life on planet Earth like guardians are supposed to do, maybe we'll have access once again to these super advanced technologies, which, by the way, goes way beyond what the secret space program talks about. Okay, so there's different sources talking about this potential of human race, which is being held from surface humans. And let me look at chat again. It's so wonderful to be here with you guys. Thank you for holding space with us. Man, it's already 8:30? Shit. I was thinking about getting lit, but now it's already 8:30. Let me look at viewer activity. What? Wait. What? Indigo Wizard a third time? Damn, brother! Woo! Party time, man! Much love, much respect, Indigo Wizard. Thank you, brother, so much, man. Love the topic on the Ankh. Yeah, man! That's us! And like you, brother, you feel it. That's the truth. It's a resonance, man. And some ancient mystery. How did they build the pyramids? How is it possible? The Lyrans are bringing that back to you, homies. The Emerald Covenant. The Emerald Covenant for life, baby. The Emerald Order. Emerald Covenant Guardians. Lyran Guardians. What's up, homies? Okay? Not some truncated history. Not just some disempowered narrative. G-Light, Star Sister, blessings and love to all you holy ones. Woo-hoo, I like all your emojis. Heart, love, diamond sun, DNA, cat people, angelic humans. Woo-hoo, you know what's up, G-Light. I'm feeling it. Yes, sister, feeling it. Partay Lyrans. Lyrans in the house, representing. Other people are going to look and think we're crazy. Let them. Let them. That's their vibration. That's their frequency. Low vibe frequency. Raise into consciousness, baby. What's up, Lyran? And we got Syrian Star Princess. Became a new member. Welcome to the Archangel member. You're going to get... That's a great... level, because you will not just get the Discord chat server, you also get that diagram I was sharing with you. That's part of that membership. Okay, so make sure that you have access to that, sister. If you need to contact me, you can direct message me on Facebook, Instagram, or my email, which is below. All those are linked below. Welcome to the team, sister. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, brother. You guys are helping me, because last live I didn't meet my minimum, so this definitely makes up for that. So thank you guys so much. Much respect. Crystal cat. My cats enjoy Lemurian crystals. Wow, think about that. If I give them a choice, they always place their paw on the Lemurian crystal. Cats know what's up. And while most humans think, they treat animals as lowly creatures, some of these animals express more psychic ability potential than humans. They're raw, natural in their natural state. Okay, they don't have this dogma and religions hiding their abilities. Cats are psychic in their own way. Cats can see things humans can't see. Dogs can hear things humans can't hear. And all these animals in the world who have all these amazing abilities that we don't. And they get treated in an awful way because humans think they're better. In the law of one, you ain't better. Okay? You're not the center of the universe, arrogant human. We treat the animal kingdom with respect. And there must be a reason why the ancient Egyptians thought of cats in a very high way. they had pet cats too. They had cat statues, which brings me to our star brother, one of our moderators, Sir Madism. I don't know if he's here, but he brought us. Maybe I can find it. Wow. See, I thought it. It's important. I need to show it. Images, Christos avatar, members? No. BJ. Yes. Let me show some of the. This is on Billy Carson's tour of Egypt, but that's not what I'm. That's not what we're trying to show. But I did an interview with BJ, Sir Madism, and he showed some of the cat beings that you don't see in the mainstream. You don't see pictures of this, man. There's actual statues. How in the world, how in the F is it not being shared all over the world? But let me show you some of these that BJ shared with us. Bless you, brother, if you're here, BJ, Mr. Madison. So, I'm just trying to get organized here. Okay, so this is some of the, he got some of the hieroglyphs there. Look at that Ankh. We were just talking about the Ankhs. I'm just going to go through his pictures. I haven't planned this or anything. Winged felines. Winged felines. Lyran homies, vato locos. And of course we got the Illuminati winged snakes, but that's another memory. The serpents intruded on the Egyptian culture, did they not? There's more of the snake shit, more of the inky Anunnaki stuff, trying to overpower the Lyrans. They were against the Lyrans. The Illuminati factions were against the Indigo Children. So you're going to find that, remember I told you, all of the Guardian stuff got manipulated and changed over to the dark side. Isis, Horus, Osiris, they no longer represent Guardian energy. Now it's snake energy. Now it's about the Eye of Thoth energy. You see what I'm saying? But this is our heritage, man. All of us, all humans, lived lifetimes in Atlantis and ancient Egypt. It's part of your DNA lifetime reincarnation. So this mysticism or this connection is very, very. Look at this cat people, man. Cat people, homies. I think this is a baboon, but this is cat all the way, vatos. See the cat? You know, they worship Bastet, Sekhmet, Mafdet, cat people. While people make fun of my cat people videos, my Lyran videos, and they make these immature, low vibe comments. Hello, ancient cultures were talking about them, okay? They're part of many people's spirituality. It's not some ridiculous thing. More cat people, Lyran cat people in ancient Egypt, ancient Atlantis homies. It gives me goosebumps to see this. On record, they couldn't destroy all the record. I don't actually know what in the world is going on here. Some of the cosmology there or something. Yeah, I'm just going through it. There's only like 10 more. There he is at the Great Sphinx. There is our Vato brother standing over the inner Earth portal. Standing near the ancient records are inside this building. Of course, they're probably hidden by now, but this building is probably part of it is hollow. Is a structure for records. You saw me show it to you, and here he is at this 50,000 year plus a building structure, ancient monolithic structure. Bless our brother BJ for sharing this with us. Look at this next one. Look at this next one, guys. More Lyran homies in the house. I have not seen this anywhere on the internet, man. Maybe it exists, but surely it's not a normal thing you see. These beings, these Lyran beings sitting in these chairs. Okay, why do you think they worshipped the cat Leonines? It's part of this whole guardian thing. It's like they didn't show this to the public. You can't see all of the sites. Look at this, a hybrid snake lion. You better believe they wouldn't have made this if there isn't some truth to it. A hybrid. Hybrids, they took our DNA and made their own races. They made their own family lines. They want the guardian DNA, man. And this is a perfect example of it. And this is something I've never seen on any people's pictures either. This is very, very peculiar. So grateful. More snake imagery. The snakes took over. That's right next to that winged lion. More felines. Oh no, that's Horus, right? This is the human versions. Or, these beings aren't human, by the way. Why? And there's definitely a meaning behind having a hello hybrid. How did the ancient Egyptians express a hybrid? Well, you're looking at it. Put a head on a statue. You understand it's got a human body, but an alien head? This is what you call a hybrid. The Sphinx itself is a hybrid, is it not? Look at this. Spaceships, helicopter, advanced technologies, and ancient hieroglyphs. And this is actually famous. You'll see lots of pictures of this. A lot of conspiracy theories about this. I would need more explanation, but it looks like a mushroom. I'm sure BJ could tell us more. This is another good picture of the Lyran homies in the house. What's up, homies? Guardian races, Leonines, Anuhazi. Awesome picture. I would love to get a picture like that if I ever go to ancient Egypt. There's our handsome brother. There's only a few more. Oh, there's a better picture of that spaceship and submarine and helicopter, something like that. That's interesting. What the shit? There's a few more. I don't need to show them all, but you guys are getting the idea. I'll just go faster. Definitely that snaky energy took over, right? Oh, I guess I had a couple duplicates in here. Whoa, this is interesting. See, there's mixtures of different types of beings. Different types of beings. There's the Ankhs. Okay, there's an excellent picture of the Ankh. These beings were using this, remember, multi-dimensional technology. We're not just making shit up. Some people want physical proof. What is this if this is not physical proof? That's an awesome picture, man. Freaking awesome. And there's only one left. Just wanted to share that. That's in this video now. So thank you so much, BJ, Mr. Mattism, for sharing that with us. That's awesome. Stardust Goddess in the house. Bobby J. Sapphire Phoenix. Yeah, there's definitely pyramids we're not talked about. Sekhmet, Mafdet, Bastet. You said it, Sin Havek. Where the maps? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Tracy Carroll. What's up, sister? Oh, you guys, this has been a great live. Thank you so much. It's kind of too late to get lit tonight, but we would be going on till like 10 o'clock. I don't want to make this live too long, so. I didn't talk about the 7 signs. Let me just talk about that really quick. I'm sorry, you guys. So let me do that real quick. I'm going to go through these really quick. Signs that someone might be a Lyran Starseed. You know, I don't think you need help in that. You can figure it out on your own without signs, but some people look for signs. Innate connection to feline or leonine energy is one sign. You may feel energetically or symbolically aligned with lions, tigers, panthers, or other big cats. And I want to say, I was always into cats, even as a teenager when I wasn't spiritual. I had cats. I loved the Black Panther. I don't know why, but I love this animal very much, which is a type of leopard, right? So, yeah, I had a poster of a panther. I called myself, that was one of my first internet online type of usernames. Since I'm Hispanic, I would call myself Latin Panther, you know, stuff like that. This is more information. You carry a natural dignity, regal energy, a fierce loyalty to truth and family, you know, soul or biological. You may have feline-like body language, graceful movement, intense gaze, heightened awareness. You can't ignore those feline aspects, right? You instinctively, you know, protective of others, especially those who feel vulnerable or lost. That is one of the signs, those signs. Here's the next sign, number 2. You carry the elder frequency. Often, you know, others often look to you for advice, grounding, or emotional safety, even if you're young. You've always felt older, right, than your physical age, like an old soul, like you've lived many lifetimes. And you have, by the way, Starseeds, Lyran Starseeds. You may find yourself exhausted by superficial conversations and crave deeper cosmic truth. You resonate with ancient symbols, languages, or teachings without knowing how or why. That's the second. Those are notes on the second sign. Here's the third sign. I told you I had to go through these fast. You have an inner mission to restore divine law. You feel drawn to, for example, you feel drawn to universal justice, you know, not human-made law, but cosmic law, or the law of one, because that's where you're coming from, Starseed, Lyran Starseed. That's a universal thing. It's not limited to Earth, the law of one. There's a deep desire to expose deception, you know, especially within spiritual, religious, or governmental systems. You may have dreams or inner visions of being a guardian, priest, priestess, or light warrior. The term guardian resonates with you, even if you've never publicly taken on that title. That's sign number 3. Now, notes on sign number 4. A deep grief or warrior energy from galactic memories. You carry unexplained grief or maybe anger related to destruction, betrayal, or mass suffering. You know why? Because our planet Armentina was destroyed by the hateful, fallen angelic Anu Elohim, specifically them. The Anu Elohim, the Elohim murdered our planet, Armatena. And the guardians, the 12th dimensional guardians, allowed it. Now, there's a whole backstory of why they allowed that to happen. Because you better believe the 12th dimensional Christos could kick the ass of the 11th dimensional Anu Elohim if they wanted to, but we're guardians living under the law of one. We don't do that. That's not how we roll. But it's too late to get into it, but they allowed them to reverse Stargate 11, which built up and affected the planet Armatena. So, if you think about it, you guys, that's where the divine blueprint is, in the 12th dimension. This is why there's distortion in all the lower dimensions under 12. That's dimensions 1 through 11. That came up today in one of the comments on my Anunnaki video. That isn't higher dimensions than the earth divine? You know, like good, or there is no darkness? No, it's because of this ancient Lyran Elohim war, because it's about the Elohim attacking the Lyrans. Now there's this cataclysm of our planet, the destruction of Stargate 12, and the reverse of the consciousness of the Anu Elohim falling into the phantom matrix, what is a black hole subtime space distortion field, what religion calls hell, what the Greeks call Hades, what's being called the lake of fire. Okay, it's a black hole system. And so, yes, a lot of us remember that. It's very painful. This is why you have pain. You may have pain or anger because of that memory in the Lyran timeline, in our people, in the Lyran people. It's a horrible thing that happened. You feel like you're healing from something much bigger than just this lifetime. And we are. You're drawn to Starseed or galactic war narratives because we lived it, especially involving Lyra, Sirius, or Orion. You guys, there is warring and density 4. There's warring in density 3 Gaia. There's warring in density 2, like in Tara. There's warring here in density 1 Earth. Dimensions 1 through 11 have distortion. Just because they're more evolved doesn't mean they're following the law of one. It could mean that they're currently in a falling process. It doesn't happen instantaneously like you read in the Bible. They were thrown out of heaven. It doesn't work like that. They have to fall in reincarnation into reincarnation. And we have 1,728 selves. Well, so does the dark side. We all have 1,728 selves minimum. Some have more. So these beings might take millions of years to fall all the way into self-termination, into what the Guardians call, unconscious oblivion. That's described as the destiny of sorrow because you're forgetting, you're fragmenting. Lifetime, you come alive again, reincarnate, you're going to fall and keep on falling. You become less and less and less. So that's what this is talking about. Also, you're drawn to, you may get emotional or activated by terms like fall of Lyra, Lyran wars, time matrix invasion, because it's in our living record. Okay? And when you start to activate your DNA, you're activating those sad memories. And this is why, when you get Love, Light, and Clueless, dismissing that. They truly are clueless, man. Yes, love and light is good, but we acknowledge the dark side. We acknowledge that fallen Armentana. We acknowledge the galactic wars, Gaian wars. We acknowledge that there is distortion between 1 and 11, dimensions 1 and 11. You're not clueless about it. Machiwa. That's sign number 4. Sign number 5. You gravitate towards advanced knowledge and sacred architecture. You're deeply curious about sacred sites, crystal grids, stargates, or ancient temples. You may feel certain places on Earth remember you. Like you've been there in another time, because you have. Funny how that works, huh? It's in your DNA, homies. In here, remember? It's called your junk DNA, your dormant DNA. You have a natural understanding or intuitive knowing of crystalline or light-based technologies. Concepts like DNA activation, planetary grid work, or multidimensional blueprints feel familiar, because that's what we talk about in these teachings. Sign number 6. You struggle with the false light or metatronic teachings. Anybody? Yeah? You know when you see some twisted teachings, you feel it. You may have dabbled in New Age. I'm guilty. Or channeled teachings. I'm guilty of that, but felt something off over time. Symbols like Metatron's cube or Fibonacci spiral or even some archangels might feel distorted to you. You crave alignment with eternal source God rather than guides, spirit beings, or deities. You question mainstream spiritual figures or movements, even if others idolize them. Hello, Christos Avatar channel, Christos Avatar TV. That's a perfect description of this channel. And finally, to finish this up, this next sign, you feel like a guardian of others' awakening. You care deeply about humanity's awakening. That's why you're here. Even if you don't always speak out publicly. You don't need to. You have your own inner circle, your family, your friends, your loved ones, and people you meet in your life, right? You are often placed in people's lives during their awakening, as if by divine orchestration. You sense that your role is to anchor truth, not dominate. It's about frequency, not fame. You silently hold space for others' healing, remembering, and reconnection to source. You guys, most of you probably feel some signs that I just mentioned tonight. And hopefully you learned some of this. Some of you already have been through these teachings. You're quite familiar with this. So it's so beautiful to be doing this together, you guys, to be coming together like this. And Pretty Kitty says, even your username, sister, you know, some people think that's just superficial. It's not. You know, why did I legally change my name to Anuhazi? It's on my driver's license now. Because that's my frequency. Because that's my energy. Because I saw it in living color, lucid living color, and I will not deny it. I will live by that. I will express that frequency. We're Lyran's Starseeds to help Earth. And the more that you see that in your life as a mission, as a purpose, to help awaken yourself but others around you, you know, it's a true calling. It's a service to others. That's truly why we're here, service. Yeah, you're right, Tracy. It saddens us because we want to show everyone, but we have to respect all people's free will, and they choose, you know, and so. But but Pretty Kitty says, I am Lyran 1,000,000%. Woo! Yeah. And you guys can still call me Thavian, that's fine, but just understand my actual name is now Anuhazi. So I'm giving a shout out, and this has been a very unusual history. Anuhazi. So this underlines, bolds, exclamation points, Anuhazi. I am going to be bringing awareness of the human race's connection to Anuhazi. So, just like any of you can legally change your name. I did that. It took me 2 months. It takes you 2 months only because you're supposed to legally, they'll explain it to you. The court will explain it to you. But you have to post for 1 month. Some depends on your county. Some counties want you to post an advertisement in a newspaper for 2 months. That's what I had to do before it's also expensive. It costs me in Nevada, it costs $300 to legally change your name. If you don't resonate with what you were born with, what your 3D parents named you, then change your name. You don't have to wait to be, you know how women change their last name? They're changing their names. Well, you're a man or a woman, you can change your name. If you're 18 or older, you can do it on your own with no permission of anybody. You could do it for religious purposes, spiritual purposes. That's all I put. This is a spiritual reason. And it is for me. This is frequency. It's an Anuhazi language. It's an Anuhazi word, the word of power. Not some, I was legally originally birthed as Michael, a biblical name from a Christian family. I do not resonate with that. I do not want that attached to my frequency. I would rather be attached to I didn't have to choose Anuhazi. I could have chosen any word that resonated, something from the Anuhazi language. You know, it's all about frequency. I'm not going to be Michael. I'm not a Michael. So, anyways, I don't know why I said that, but that's just, I'm being transparent here. Bobby J. Wait, Celestial G, there's a problem or something? If you're talking about a comment, I can't see everybody's comments. Don't take it personal if that's what if you're referring to me. Let me see. Syrian priestess? But please don't use profanity. This is a pleasant conversation we're trying to have. Syrian Star Princess! Thank you so much, Star Sister. Bless you for supporting this work. I can't do this without your guys' effort, without your help and assistance. This is how I, take care of myself and pay my bills. So it won't always be that. Someday I'm going to have a Christos Avatar apparel line. Spiritual shirts, hoodies, whatever. I'm going to have I have all kinds of ideas. I just got to implement it and make time for it. So thank you, Syrian Star Princess. Bless you, sister. And there's a message. I was a teen, 50 in July. I wrote a story about our planet being destroyed and fleeing to Earth, Africa specifically, and fused somehow with human DNA to save each other, and had no idea it was real. Yes! You're coming from your DNA memory. Even if there's some little details that aren't the same, but that's obviously the storyline of our human race. And so it's very powerful, you guys. This is why we became Lyran Syrians, because the Lyran planet was destroyed. Okay, we had to go somewhere. We went to Sirius B. So if you go move to a planet, you start to have babies with the Syrians, and now you have Lyran Syrians. It's now the Syrians are part of who we are. So that's what we are. We're not just Lyrans now. We're Lyran Syrians. But you can look at the ancient record. We all came out of Armentana. Then we fled to, if you think about it, if this destruction happened in the 12th dimension, well, gee, it must exist in the 10th dimension and the 11th dimension. Just like Earth exists in dimension 1, 2, and 3, Tara exists in 4, 5, and 6, Gaia exists in 7, 8, and 9th dimension. Well, Armentana exists in 10 and 11th dimension, but no longer in 12th dimension. But there is a part of it still exists, if you think about it multidimensionally, right? Unless I'm not understanding the physics, if you destroy the planet, it disappears from all of it. But the memory is still inside of us. We still remember Armentana. We still talk about Armentana. But thank you for sharing that, Syrian Star Princess. That's very awesome it just happens organically within us. Thank you, Lauren Wisdom. Thank you for that beautiful feedback. You're always very positive. I've seen you in my comments, so happy to have you with us, Lauren Wisdom. And a lot of you guys are heavy hitters. A lot of you are definitely shining your Lyran energy and frequency. You saw some of the signs. Well, that's within a lot of us. So let me see what this is. Whoa, okay. So thank you guys so much. It's getting late now, so I better let you go. But this was a great live. It all came out smoothly. Wait, what is this? Sapphire Phoenix says Celestial G sent money with PayPal and was just upset because he mentioned it multiple times. Oh. Okay. Yeah, you guys, I can't see all of that now. I'm seeing that Sapphire Phoenix. Thank you, Celestial G, Holy One. Blessings to you. Sorry if it made you upset today. Please don't be upset. Let's hold that Christic frequency. Let's treat each other with love and respect. I respect you, reverent respect to you, and much gratitude to you, Celestial G. Maybe you're still here and listening, so bless you, brother, sister. I can't tell from this username. There's no thumbnail right now. I can't see. But thank you, Celestial G. Much respect and for supporting this work with your exchange of energy. You're heard, you're felt. Thank you very much. Blessings to you in your journey. And thank you, Sapphire Phoenix, for letting me know. Yeah, if you guys choose to do it through PayPal, it won't show up here, but it's still, it's still going to be very helpful. Your intention is well sent, and thank you for your intention. Some people don't want to do it public. If you don't want to, you guys, you can do it through PayPal. That's another way. And another way you guys can support this work is if you get the diagram. I sell for $15. The link is below. You saw me use the diagram. It's very helpful for studying this information. And so you can also become a paid member. That supports me, but also supports you because you have other resources available to you. I had to do something. I put some incentives in there for you guys. So you have a little more articles and more videos in there. So thank you so much for those of you who are members. I give a shout out to all my members. Thank you guys. A shout out to my moderators, Stardust Goddess, Celine, Sarah Holder, Mr. Maddism, if he's here tonight or not, Indigo Wizard, Starman. Those are my 6 moderators, right? Thank you guys who are regular. Thank you for all those who donated and helped support this message tonight. You guys are my investors of this channel. That's what you're doing. So thank you so much for that. I will continue to serve you guys and bring this information This is just a great honor to be doing this. I respect this message and the Emerald Covenant and the Emerald Order. So let's go out with the affirmations that we usually do. Remember, Merkaba star. Okay? There's 12 in this Diamond Sun DNA. The 12th one is the Christos star. The Christ star. I am Christ star. I am Christ star. I am Christ star. That's an affirmation you can say regularly. You can also say regularly, GSF, which is I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. Another powerful affirmation. Affirmations are very powerful. It's language, it's intention, it's spelling, acrostic spelling. Shaddai Ure Akumtan. Frequency vibration, baby. Lyran codes. Shaddai Ure Akumtan. Shaddai Ure Akumtan. Omedai Patuma. Omedai Patuma. Patuma he deta he kumna. Omedai Patuma. Treti la idermna. Treti la idermna. Derma he kem ta he kumna. Omedai Patuma. Part of the Song of Lyra, Song of Orion. Bless all of you for coming on tonight's live. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. We do this every Tuesday and Saturdays around 6:30 p.m. now, really. I try to get here at 6. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. But thank you guys for being here, holding space with the rest of your brothers and sisters. Much respect to your journey. Omni-Christos love. Please remember to study the 12 attitudes of mastery. Practice them regularly. Memorize them as an affirmation, such as one of them is omni-love, grace, joy, bliss, mindfulness, reverent respect, impeccability. These are some of the things we live by. Thank you for those positive emojis, Holy One. I want to hug you. And there's also something called the 12 responsibilities of mastery, such as examples of self-sovereignty. We just said God, sovereign, free. That's you understanding your self-sovereignty, understanding you're connected to the unified field of God. Okay? It's not blasphemy to say I am God. This is a whole nother point of view. And so, and also one of important responsibility of mastery is self-love, loving yourself and loving others. Thank you guys tonight. Many blessings to you in your journey. Send out that Lyran energy, Lyran frequency, baby. There's going to be haters on your journey. People attack your message, attack this message. Don't let it bring you down. Stand in your conviction of the inner Christ, the inner Christos, the law of one. You realize whatever you think of yourself or others, we all have that direct vertical connection to God. We're all part of Source God. Blessings to all of you. Thank you guys. Omni-Christos love, Vato Locos. Woohoo! We'll get lit next time. Yeah, baby. Get prepared. I just like to put it in chat. Omni. Put that frequency. Spread that love. Christos love. Let's find some cool emojis. Some feline emojis, homies. Yeah, baby, what's up? Representing the original intention of source God, not false light, not ET gods, homie. Good night. Namaste. Aho. Shaddai Ure Akuntan.